Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. What I want to talk about today is I'm going to stay on this issue because this is becoming really, really crazy, man. Evidently, Netflix has produced a show about, I believe, Cleopatra, and in this, actually, it's a four-part series entitled Queen Cleopatra from executive producer Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm surprised she's doing anything right now, right? Well, she's probably part of the elite, so that, yeah. Well, anyway, the drama about this particular series is the fact that the queen in this movie is presented as a black woman with an afro. Yes, black woman with an afro. Now, the argument from the article that I'm about to read and from the tweets that I'm about to read to you guys is the fact that Queen Cleopatra of this particular era was a white woman, or she was from Greek. She was a Greek descendant, I believe, and was not black. So the question is, why would they do this? Why is there so much of this, what they call race swapping or whatever? Why is this happening? We're going to get into that. I'm going to give you my reasons why I believe that all this type of stuff is going on, because people have argued, well, it's not a big deal. It's just a movie. No. It's more than that. It is a big deal. And I'm going to give you why I believe it's a big deal. So let's get right into this. Netflix is being accused of blackwashing the history of Egypt's famed Queen Cleopatra in this new docuseries that stars a black woman in the title role. The attacks become so persistent that the streamer turned off comments on social media posts debuting the trailer for the series. So that's part of the main thing that's going on. They turned off the comment section of it. That's crazy because it was just so extreme. People was coming out. It's like, wait a minute, hold it. This ain't right, man. Come on, what's going on here? Article goes on to say the four-part series Queen Cleopatra from executive producer Jada Pinkett Smith stars Adelia James as Queen Cleopatra, and features the 37-year-old actress sporting a full afro hairstyle in the role, even though it is being sold as a documentary-style, historically based treatment of the ruler's tumultuous life. You got to wonder, why are they presenting these? Because I see this a lot. I've seen it in series, all kinds of series, where they have these people with these big afros, and black people with these big afros and stuff. And I'm thinking, when I see these big afros, I think about during the 60s, the black uprising during the 60s, the black empowerment movements of the 60s. Supposedly, back then, there was supposed to be a sense of cultural identity, that you didn't want to identify in any way with white people, so therefore you would have these big afros. They called it the natural, okay? But back then, it seemed to be a little bit more appropriate. I can understand what was going on back then, but today, no, I think something else is going on. But let's go on. Due to stream on May 10th, Queen Cleopatra will explore the legacy and life of Cleopatra, the Greek queen of Egypt from 51 to 30 BC, or before Christ, of course. Cleopatra has always been known to be of Macedonian Greek heritage and was a woman of olive skin tone with a prominent nose common among Romans and Greeks. So what's going on here, right? Despite the long-established facts about Cleopatra's life, the Pinkett-Smith produced series has race-swapped Cleopatra. It's possible she was an Egyptian, one expert says in the trailer for the show, according to the Daily Mail. Meanwhile, another claims that, quote, I remember my grandmother saying to me, I don't care what they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black. Look, man, I don't know. I don't know nothing about Cleopatra, okay? I have no idea what race she was, what ethnicity she was. I really didn't know then, don't really know now, don't really care, because I'm going to give you my commentary on what I think all this really is all about, okay? Says, these contentious claims, though, forced Netflix to get ahead of the growing number of attacks on the series by turning off comments on social media sites such as YouTube. The comment shut off came ahead of the Change.org petition demanding that the show be shelved that has amassed over 85,000 signatures before the page was removed. And so I'm going to read you. Well, I'm going to read a little more. It says, many have also flooded social media blasting the fake news and lore that Cleopatra is a black woman. Writer, historian, and Christian author Kimo Awambli blasted the series saying, quote, for the ninth time, the Egyptian queen Cleopatra was not an Egyptian. She was Greek. Cleopatra was white, of Macedonian descent, likewise all the rulers who lived in Egypt. All certain rulers who lived in Egypt after the Greek invasion. Okay, so let me read you some of these comments here, these tweets here. I think some of these are really, really interesting here because this really speaks volumes. And this woman here is a black woman who's saying her name is Camille Robert, the woman I just named. I can't pronounce her last name, Awam Nambi, whatever. Says for the ninth time, the Egyptian queen Cleopatra was not an Egyptian. She was Greek. Cleopatra was white, of Macedonian descent, likewise all the rulers who lived in Egypt. She's talking about the rulers who lived in Egypt after the invasion of the Greeks. The Greeks took over. And then another lady says, make a series about Nubian queens, like Armenians. I can't pronounce that. Make a series about African queens who fought slavery. I can't pronounce these people's names, but you didn't have to blackwash Cleopatra to fulfill modern African American fantasies and satisfy a narcissistic auteur. This will bring back racism, and I agree on that. See, because you got to ask the question, why aren't they doing that? Why aren't these producers making a series about Nubian queens and African queens and people from different African countries that were prominent and powerful? Why won't they do that? What they do, they take a pre-existing white character to show a pre-existing character from history who was always white or known to be white, and they switch it. Or just like they do with the movies, they will take a white character and that's been white for 1,000 years, and then they'll switch it to someone black or someone of another racial ethnicity. Why would they do that? Now, like I said earlier, some people argue, well, it's just a movie. It don't make no difference. Why are you people getting all upset about movies? No, it's more than just a movie. And I'm going to get into that. Let me read some more of these tweets here. Identifying Queen Cleopatra as black for fulfilling modern African American fantasies is pure theft of Egyptian history and yet an attempt to rewrite history's greats. Blackwashing a Greek queen proves the obsession with white women, and this wouldn't help stopping racism at all. Obsession with white women. Okay, whatever it is. I don't know what an obsession with white women, I don't know what that's all about. What evidence do we have of an obsession with white women? I don't know. Another one says, from Code 957, he says, Cleopatra was a Macedonian Greek descendant, daughter of Macedonian general who was an associate of Alexander. She spoke Koine Greek and learned the Egyptian language. But Jada Pinkett Smith and Netflix have decided to, quote, blackwash these facts in their documentary. And then another person says this, Lagana Puritan. He says, I don't care if a mermaid is cast as black or white or Asian. It's a mermaid anyway. He says, but Cleopatra? She's an inbred descendant of Greek invaders of Egypt. This casting is not doing justice for black people. Okay? So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy about what these people are doing. And he goes on to say, for her part, star Adelia James jumped to her own Twitter account to attack those who were criticizing the blackwashing of Cleopatra and telling them if they don't like the idea, they should just not watch the show. She also says she would block all detractors. Yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, I'm not fronting her. I mean, that's your job. Do what you want to do. I mean, you're getting paid. You know what I mean? All power to you. I hope she do a good job and get paid well. You being hired to do a job, so that's what you do. But anyway, yeah. So there's a lot of this crazy stuff in here. Even the Muslims have gotten on it. You can read the rest of the article from Breitbart News on your own. But accordingly, Muslims, according to this article, several Muslim commentators have scolded the actors for a cultural appropriation of their heritage. And you can, like I said, you can read on further into that. But I just wanted to say here, in the article on this, I think once again this is getting out of hand. And number one, I don't believe at all that this is just about movies and entertainment. I believe that we are purposely being stirred up against each other. To take, whether you want to call it cultural appropriation or racial appropriation, whatever thing you want to call it, whatever they want to call it, and all these new phrases and names is ridiculous anyway. The question is why? Why are producers doing this, or so-called producers doing this? Why are they doing this? Why are they taking pre-existing characters and changing them into black characters? Why are they doing that? Are they trying to bring equality to black people? Who are you trying to bring equality to? As the one person tweeted, make a commentary or make a documentary on Nubian queens. There's plenty of those, but they don't want to do that, right? Why? Why they don't want to do that? Because I believe that these producers and these individuals have been inundated with Marxist worldviews, and they see everything as oppressed and oppressor. The oppressed is black people. The oppressor is white people. So whatever it means that you need to do to get rid of the oppressor white people, you do so. And part of how you do that is cultural appropriation. You replace white people with black people. And here's another thing too. Marxism is based on division. It's not based on unity. They believe you got to completely destroy the oppressive society and those oppressors by any means necessary. Okay. The purpose of this is to agitate white people. That's what I believe. The purpose is to agitate white people to the point where they're just so angry that they start getting mad at black people in mass. That's the whole purpose. The purpose is to get you so enraged with black people in general that you're ready to fight them. That's what the Marxists want. That's why they keep doing, in my opinion, that's why they keep doing this kind of stuff. Cultural appropriation and all that. That's why they're doing it. They're not doing it to bring equality to black people. Come on, man, quit playing games. How are you bringing equality to black people when you know historically this figure was always white? They certainly weren't black. And all of a sudden you replace him with a black person with an afro? Man, stop it. Let's stop it. Come on now. Quit playing games. Of course they're not, in my opinion. They're not doing that to try to bring equality to black people. What they're trying to do is stir up dissension and anger in white people and make misguided, blinded black people who believe in this kind of rhetoric feel important. Feel, like I feel so important, right? Well, my argument is this. Why don't you feel important by just reading up on African history? Africa, which is a continent, read up all the different nations in Africa and a prominent African prince and prominent African princesses and rulers and queens and kings and see what they accomplished. And that will bring you, if you feel that that's going to bring you any type of stability and comfort for who you are, why don't you read about that? Why feel comforted and empowered by some producer switching up a white character for a black character? And let me say this, it's not just filmmaking. Like I said before, somebody argued some time ago, it's just filmmaking. You people on the right, y'all getting all upset over films. It's just a film. So it had something to do with the mermaid or something like that. The mermaid was black. Stupid stuff. Right? I know what they're doing when they make the mermaid black. Come on. Yeah, it's a mermaid, but I see what they're doing in my view. Okay. But no, the purpose films are not created just to entertain you. A lot of times, films are created to influence people's perceptions and influence their behavior. The same with music, the same with commercials. That's why marketeers spend so much money in these commercials and ads. They spend that kind of money in these commercials and ads because they know it works. Why would you spend millions upon millions of dollars on commercials and ads if it didn't work? And how does it work? It works in convincing and brainwashing millions of people in the country to buy their products. Same principle with films, same principle with music, same principle with, it's the same principle. Same principle. It's mind control. It's designed to change your behavior. It's designed to make white people angry to black people in general, and designed to make black people feel important. And if anyone resists what they're doing here, they're calling them a racist. The purpose is to keep the division going. It's all about the vision, in my opinion. Okay, all about the vision has nothing to do with bringing equal rights to blacks. How you bring equal rights to blacks? This is how you bring equal rights to blacks. Create films that highlight black achievements. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. They're not going to do that because that's not the objective. The objective is not presenting truth. The objective is presenting division in order to create a revolution. That's the objective. I'm going to stick with that till the day I die. And people going to see, I'm telling you, people going to see that what I'm saying is the truth. They're going to see. If God don't intervene and save this country, they're going to see, man, that crazy old man was telling the truth. You watch and see. But I'm saying this and I'm in this video. Anyone of white descent that's watching this video, do not let them get to you. Don't let them make you so angry that you get mad at blacks in general, because that's the objective. That's the objective. And if you black, study black history. Okay, if you feel that that's a need for you, study black history. Not appropriating somebody else's culture to make yourself feel good. That's ridiculous. That's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.